What is up, you guys? Marty McFly coming at you, bringing you guys the merch. So today I wanted to do another music album review for you guys. And I know I talked about this on one of my recent pickups videos, but this album is so good, it bears repeating, and it bears its own video. Now, it's highly controversial. I'm sure it's going to either make people roll their eyes, they're going to be mad, they're going to be angry, whatever it is in your purview that your feelings are that day. I know all of your brains are washed out with TikTok, and you guys don't have any feelings or opinions of your own that aren't dictated by TikTok. So why don't we just take some advice from, well, maybe not even advice, but maybe we'll just take an idea from an old angry metalhead. So let's just rip the Band-Aid. Let's just talk about it. Let's just piss everybody off. This is the newest As I Lay Dying record, Through Storms Ahead. And there has unfortunately been a huge amount of controversy about this band and about this record, mostly centered around that dude right there. We're not going to talk about that. That's not what we're here for. That is not what we're here to imbibe. I just wanted to talk to everybody about a phenomenal heavy metal record, and that's pretty much what we're just doing today. Now, Napalm Records, 2024, like I said, Through Storms Ahead. Very first track of this album, I have really just hated intro songs, like where they're like 1 to 2 minutes without vocals and it's just like a blah. Like, I hate when you get an extra track on a record, but it's not really a track because it's an intro, but they can't add it to the song because it's not part of the song. If you're going to give me an intro, I would rather there be 12 tracks on the record because it's really annoying. Like, I feel like we did that a lot in the early 00s and the 2010s where every band put a 1-minute intro just so they can do a track on there to call it a full length. This is one of the rare exceptions where I think, like, the intro was actually pretty good. And I was like, all right, I get it. I actually enjoyed it. You know, it's just melodic guitars, a little bit of piano, etc. But I thought they actually did a pretty good job with the intro. And, of course, that's Permanence. And the first track on the album might actually be my favorite track off the whole record, A Broken Reflection. It is just so well made. It is As I Lay Dying, metallic hardcore, metalcore, however you want to phrase this, because I really feel like the 09's Asking Alexandria redesign the Skyline garbage really kind of broke the name metalcore for everybody. But Kings of Metalcore, As I Lay Dying, Broken Reflection is just quintessential As I Lay Dying. Reminds me so much of the Confined era, Shadows or Security, with a perfect heavy metal melody. I mean, this is really a supergroup when you think about all of these guys, but the clean vocals done for this song, the melody is so perfect, and then they basically did a chord change with a shift in the melody at the very end of the track that just shattered every bone in my body. I played that song more than I played the entire record. And even though I love all the other songs that they've released as singles, that song itself just blew the top right off my skull. Burden, of course, fantastic. I mean, everything on here is good. Whitewash Tune, Through Storms Ahead. Everything on here is good. It's really hard for me to pinpick, which one. But if you were just going to say what song most encompasses this album and is a good, like, a flag carrier for this album, I'd say Broken Reflections, Numero Uno. Burden, of course, we heard as one of the singles, as well as The Cave We Fear to Enter. Through Storms Ahead, all of those were on, release as singles, so as We Are the Dead, which is definitely probably their heaviest track on the record. No clean vocals, it's just a great song. But everything on here was just so well done. It was well worth the long wait for this record. I feel bad for everybody in the band because everybody's gone now. All we're left with is our guy Timmy. And he just really, like, ever since all of this started, really hasn't caught a break. And then now, of course, stuff with his wife, and then this video, really, like, it's just clickbait. But I guess there's a video circulating that he's, like, beating up a dog. But then I didn't watch it because I don't want to watch a dog get hurt. That would just break my heart. But everyone's saying it's just clickbait, so I'm glad I didn't watch it because I don't want to see that. But it doesn't sound like anything actually happened. They were just trying to, But it's unfortunate with everything that's happened with him because this really was a phenomenal band. It really was a supergroup of band members. Of course, you got, it's you got a homeboy from Miss May I doing cleans, and he really did a phenomenal job. You got our guy on drums who, theoretically, I've been sticking around with Tim for a while, but everybody's gone now, and I don't know what Tim's going to do. I think maybe Tim's just going to take a really long break. If we ever get As I Lay Dying ever again, I don't really know. But I would say don't I would say the other members of the band, they joined the band and then they left, but is it still a phenomenal record? Yeah. And if you want a good As I Lay Dying record, this is it. I know this is like super controversial, but it's probably one of their best albums and one of my favorite records by them in a very, very long time. I mean, everything though, I've never really had any issues with any of their albums. I thought they were all fantastic. This one's actually a lot higher for me. I don't know why, but it just did it for me. It reminds me so much of what we want from an As I Lay Dying record. And I feel like the one that they did right before they broke up, did not get the recognition it's due, because that's a phenomenal album. The one that they did right before they broke up, the one that's got Overcome on it. I mean, they're all great. I don't think As I Lay Dying's ever produced a bad record. We've always been fortunate to where I never felt they had filler songs. They never had a filler album, because every band has a stinker. I mean, even Killswitch has like a pseudo stinker on there that some people really just didn't care for. Killswitch, I mean, even when they redid their self-titled album with Hojo, I loved it, but it really did not get any recognition, and a lot of people didn't like it. Whatever. But if you want a straight-up great metalcore album, this one's it. I would say if you're going to try a track, Broken Reflection, Burden's great. I would say one of my favorite more melodic tracks, I love Taken From Nothing. I love Strength to Survive, The Void Within, Through Storms Ahead. They're all great songs about just overcoming and triumphing over, over problems or over struggles. And I feel like that's been the theme of their last couple albums, is like, through struggle, things like that. And they always keep that theme going. But this album especially, if you're going through a hard time, maybe this album can be a little bit of solace for you. Of course, it comes on a beautiful colored vinyl and custom center labels. And I think this actually comes with a poster too. It sure does. Beautiful artwork. You can use this as a poster. I might frame this just because I love that album that much. But of course, that is As I Lay Dying, Through Storms Ahead. I know this video is going to be super controversial. Can't wait to see how this turns out. But I hope you guys are doing alright there. I hope you guys are taking care of each other. Remember, if that guy falls down in the pit, you pick that guy up. Peace.